What's up, beer drinkers? How y'all doing this week? Oh, we got another great show for you again this week. Not only do we drink and review some delicious beers from Rogue Brewery Rogue Farms, and also Dortmund. And I'm not going to try to pronounce the rest of that because it is in German, and I am terrible at speaking German or reading German, to be honest. Not only do we drink and review those beers, but we also have our our beer news, excuse me. One of them is about Roar Brewing, the first black-owned brewery in Detroit, Michigan. And the other story is about how craft breweries were part of the gentrification of communities, and how that gentrification is also the downfall of those same breweries. It's fucking weird. It's wild, man. It's pretty crazy. It's a great story by Dave Infante. And then for our cold brew list, we have our 6 beer industry trends that should pop up in 2025. Now, will the rise of lagers be among those 6 trends that are expected? You'll have to wait and listen and see if they're there. And then in our Drunken Shenanigans, we got, I talk about mostly my last weekend, when I went to Top Golf. I went to my friend Nate's for a brew day with the Fellowship of the Froth here in the Valley, a bunch of beer peeps. And then went over to Tap That Downtown for the next installment of the Tap That Takeover, but got stood up. And so then I walked over to Sana Sana Cerverceria, and yeah, I got to check out their spot. They're open right now, but their grand opening is the weekend of April 18th, 19th, and 20th, which is Easter weekend. So I'm excited for them, and I know they're gonna do great things. And hopefully I'll be able to get them on the show sooner than later. All right, that's enough yapping for me. Let's get to some more yapping by me. But first, don't forget the plugs. We are on Instagram and on Tap, search Cold Brew Podcast. Not only can you find us on Apple Podcast and Spotify and Podbean.com, but we are also on YouTube. And perhaps I might put this video out. Maybe we'll see. I don't know if I like the way it came out. I might have to wait till next week. But our video will be on. But not only our video, but we also have audio on YouTube too. So if you just want to use it to listen to the audio portion too, then that's up to you. So, all right, enough about me. Let's get to some beer. So without further ado, it's time for another cold brew. Coming at you pre-recorded from Cold Brew Studios. I am Greg. He is Sorcerer Chromatic, and we're here to talk about beer.
Yes, we are.
How you doing this week, man?
Good. Hey, you see my little avatar?
Yeah, you're drinking beer?
Yes. I thought I would be like full size though. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you got that going instead of just the initial or whatever it was before.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't have to put the CBP. And in fact, I might throw this on YouTube finally.
There you go.
Because I'm looking good. I'm looking fucking great, man. I shaved today, trimmed my beard, looking all fly. All right, I better get over myself. Hold on. Don't you die on me, motherfucker. All right. You ready to talk about some beer?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
All right. Today I have in front of me from our good friends up at Rogue Farms. Where are they out of? I know they're in Oregon, right? Are they in Bend? No, they're in Newport, Oregon. I have their Dead Guy Ale in honor of, I guess, spring, because this is a Maibach, which is a springtime beer, as they tell me, as the internet says. It is 6.8% alcohol by volume. And according to them, our bold and complex Maibach style ale that has been introduced countless beer drinkers to craft, that has been introducing countless beer drinkers to craft beer the world over for 25 years. Chock full of rich caramel malts and herbal hop nuances, tied together with a balanced hop bitterness, this guy is still as drinkable as ever. So, without further ado, and with a little help from our friends at Eagle Cap Off, here we go. Trying to do the product placement and pop off. Ooh, that was a good one too. What do you got?
Hey, before I get into that, hey, shout out to Rogue, longtime craft beer staple, if you will.
Oh yeah, 20 years.
At least out here on the West Coast. I mean, they're all over California, and yeah, their graphic for Dead Guy is iconic in the beer scene.
Yeah, even so much so they have a Dead Guy Pills now.
Yeah, I would say I know they have like a variety pack of Dead Guys, and like I know didn't they have like a double Dead Guy? I don't know if I know they have the double chocolate. I don't know if they had a double Dead Guy or some sort of variant. And then too, they do spirits too in a row. I don't know if they still got them, but
oh, that's right.
Cool. They're one of the breweries that dabbled in the spirit game.
Yeah, I think like early on in our podcast game, if you will, to use your term, we had you had a single malt whiskey that they did, right?
Sure. I don't know if it was a single malt whiskey or American whiskey.
Okay.
Meaning like it wasn't like the crazy single malt whiskey would be like some, even though it's made in Oregon, it'd be something that emulates Scotch more than bourbon. So
yeah,
that just a quick generalization of it. I forgot what it was.
That's like 9 years ago, so I don't expect you to remember.
But didn't they? I know they did like. Didn't they do like gin and vodka too?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I might be reeling. Nevertheless, shout out to Rogue holding it down, and yeah, the fact too, you realize that guy's on my block. That kind of head scratcher to us, or to me anyway. Fine beer, just I don't know. The whole Dead Guy image is kind of like, no matter what beer it lied on, it's like, oh, it's one of those, you know. Oh, it's an IPA. Oh, it's a stout. Oh, it's
a blonde ale.
You know, it's like what do you liken to a Dead Guy in beer?
Yeah, it was anamorphous to us in the beginning, but now that we know what it is.
All right. Well, I have from Dab. You know, Dab, DAB. The dance you do to annoy your daughter.
Yes. Yeah. Dad, stop it. You're annoying me.
Yeah. It's Dortmund Actien-Brauerei or brewery, whatever. But it's DAB. But Dortmunder Maibach, the strong German beer. This is a Maibach. This is a 7%er. But what's that guy?
6.8.
Okay. So hey, Maibach, a sneaky strong beer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right. Well, let me read the little preamble to the let's see. According to the website, Bach beer has long been a rich tradition behind it. Originating in the north of Germany around 1351, Bach beer, it's a strong beer which was traditionally brewed in monasteries to help monks during fasting. The monks brewed it during the 40 days of Lent. Luckily today, it's hoppy, full-bodied brew that can be enjoyed year-round. Taste, hoppy with accentuated bitterness, full-bodied. Color, yellow gold / pale. ABV 7.0%. And the ingredients, water, barley, malt, hops, and hop extract. It's certified vegan as well. So without any further ado, pop off.
Very nice. All right, so this Road Dead Guy Ale, I know you tried it a bunch of times, and I've had it a few times. Now I'm being like critical, not negative, just trying to
honest.
Yeah, honest, and yeah, giving my opinion, and it's good. I do like it. It's a little bit it's a little bit on the sweet side. There's a lot of malt to it, and it's actually, even though it's only 6.8. It's not the highest of ABVs. It still feels warm. It's warming me right now for some reason. So it's got that. My chest is feeling like the alcohol warmth of it, and it's got a lot of notes. It's a little citrus too. I don't know where that's coming from, but I do dig it. I've always liked the dead guy by Rogue, so it's pretty good. I'm sure it's going to open up a little bit more. Right now, preliminary, I would say around a 4, but we'll see when it comes time to rate the beers on Untapped. So, how's your Dortmunder?
Well, very Maibach, very European. No, Maibach, yeah, I don't know. Even with the little write up, I don't taste a lot of hop in this one. This one is malty and sweet, very smooth. 7.0 ABV is hidden really well in this one. It's an easy drinker. I'm not saying I'm crushing it. I'm just saying a nice sipper that gives you a sweet mouthfeel versus anything on the hop end. In fact, I wonder if they kick up the hops a little bit because it is so malty with that extract whenever the ingredients. However, first impression, very enjoyable.
Very nice. All right, we will rate our beers later on during our Untapped portion of the show. Don't forget to follow us on Untapped, search Cold Brew Podcast, and friend us, and we'll friend you back. But right now, it's time for some beer news. All right, this first news story comes to us from Detroit Free Press. Roar Brewing Company, Detroit's first Black-owned brewery, set to open Sunday, March 23rd. I added that the date just to give you a reference point. That's not actually in the headline. That's kind of surprising, though. I mean, as far as Detroit has, in America, it's one of the larger Black populations in America. So the fact that this is their first Black-owned brewery is opening up soon, I'm kind of surprised. I thought they would already have one.
I get what you're saying. Well, just any major metropolitan area in the States that does have a large minority population. So yes, Blacks are well represented. Yes, Detroit. So yeah, you think being so close to Canada, the beer game would have a good influence up there.
Right. Yeah. Nevertheless, a new craft brewery billed as Detroit's first Black-owned brewery opened Sunday in the space formerly occupied by Nain Rogue Brewery. Roar Brewing Company, owned by Evan Fay, is hosting a soft opening Sunday at 666 Selden Street. Ooh, spooky. In Midtown, with a grand opening slated for summer. The new brewery will launch with its flagship Honey Oat Stout and is billed as a place for, quote, great beer and great company. According to a press release, Roar Brewing's name is a take on Detroit being a city that roars, from its sports team to music and more. Hey, I guess, yeah, because they have the Lions and the Tigers. What else is up in Detroit? Yeah. Well, Pistons, I guess a motor kind of roars, right? People say that?
Yeah, the Red Wings.
Yeah, I don't know how. What is a Red Wing? It's a tire with a wing on it, right?
Right. Isn't it a bird?
Is it a bird? I thought it was a tire with a wing on it, but
that's the logo. But yeah. Or maybe it was like a sign for a car company or something. I don't know. But then the Blackhawks too.
That's Chicago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're close up there. Detroit is home to Lions, the Tigers, the Pistons, and the Red Wings. Teams that
why? Because I blame Ferris Bueller because Cameron wore the Red Wings in Chicago.
Oh yeah, yes he did. He was just thumbing like it. He was thumbing his nose into everyone who loves Chicago by wearing the Red Wings jersey.
Yes.
Detroit is
home to
Gordie Howe. Oh yeah, one of the greats. Detroit is home to Lions, the Tigers, the Pistons, and the Red Wings, teams that roar with pride. But the roar isn't just in sports; it's in the city's engine, its music, its industry, and its people. We want our brewery to be a tribute to that spirit, Faye said in a news release. Faye is a U.S. Air Force veteran who also co-owns Detroit's Cafe Noir and its next-door neighbor, Chole Monroe Galleries, or is it Cole Monroe? It's Chole Monroe Galleries, and John R. reached by phone Friday. Faye told the Free Press he purchased all of the Nain Rogue Brewery assets and its beer equipment. According to his mission statement, Roar's name embodies the energy, strength, and spirit that define both our city and our craft. Making craft beer approachable to everyone is Faye's goal. We are not trying to be everything to everyone, but we want our beer to be accessible and easy to enjoy, Faye said. Aside from the brewery's Honey Oat Stout, other beers in the lineup include the Roar Pilsner, Roar Wheat Beer, and Roar Saison. The brewery's no Roar IPA yet, huh? All right. The brewery is set to be a community-driven social space where people can connect. Interactive brewery tours, entertainment, and live music and social events include karaoke and sports watch parties are on tap for the space. The overall property also includes an outdoor plaza and 3.5 season room in the works. 3.5 season room? What does that mean? What about the other half of the season? Maybe it's too cold.
Go and find out.
Yeah, Roar's brewing community vibe is based on Faye's first experiences with the craft beer culture in Fort Collins, Colorado. Anyway, yeah. So if you're up in Detroit this weekend or anywhere, anytime after this weekend, check out Roar Brewing. That's awesome. Good for them. Next story comes to us from VinePair, one of our unwilling contributors, as I would think, by Dave Infante. I'm going to scroll down because this is a big one. The headline reads, "How craft brewers found themselves on the wrong end of gentrification." Yeah, this is actually a pretty good article. It's really long and wordy. Excuse me. But according to this, you're reading this column, so you probably already know that craft breweries are not selling as much beer as they once did. This poses a problem even when real estate costs are fixed. But there are also structural issues dictating this rash of rent hike closures. Many breweries operate on a 10-year lease, meaning that they signed agreements in the early 2010s, which turned out to be the top of the craft beer market. This was not the top of the commercial real estate market to the extent such as thing exists. Crucially, it was also on the leading edge of a massive generalization shifts away from population-dense coastal cities towards places like Mountain West and the Southeast. This trend hit overdrive during COVID, sharpening the double-edged sword for brewers. Locations that won this reshuffling of the American demographic map in terms of net increase of potential beer drinkers, at least, were small and mid-sized cities like Greenville, South Carolina, Burlington, Vermont, and Boise, Idaho. Places that aspiring brewery owners scouting for affordable locations to open places of their own might have once considered up and coming. This flywheel worked in the craft brewery's favor right up until it didn't. The neighborhood grows, the area grows, it attracts more businesses and so forth, Rick Benfield, vice president of the North Carolina Brewers Guild, told Charlotte Business Journal this past August. The Queen City population, as it happens, grew 8.1% between 2020 and 2024 alone, outpacing national growth by almost 6 points, and absolutely blowing past first-tier metropolises like New York City, which is just now returning to pre-pandemic levels. You're kind of a victim of your own success because of what you've done is made your property more valuable. There is some data on this transformative effect breweries have on real estate. In fact, scholars have examined in Charlotte. There's scholars like Timothy over at Coastal Carolina in the accounting department. In fact, scholars have examined it in Charlotte specifically, finding in a 2020 study that single-family homes increased 9.3% as a result of a brewery opening nearby. Wow, 9.3% just because of a brewery? While the value of condominiums increased by 3.2%. Sure, this uptick may bring potential customers with more discretionary income to a brewery, but it also drives up a brewery's labor cost. and work costs of living and or commute increased space. The study didn't see a noticeable effect on commercial rents at the time, but they've gone up almost everywhere ever since. So the outcome for craft breweries has largely been the same. Couple that paradox with the tremendous uptick in new craft breweries, the national total increased more than 100% between 2015 and 2024 per brewery BA. That's the Brewers Association data. And the downward pressures on demand for beer flavored beer and its wonderful many firms have held onto their locations as long as they have. So what they're saying is they're breweries who want to be successful are almost a victim of their own success.
Right. So they get in on the cheap side, and they establish themselves, and then when it's time to renegotiate, they're getting the hike as well.
Yeah, and whether it's because of their success or just the neighborhood's, I don't want to call it gentrification,
Progress.
but popularity. But yeah, their rent goes up, and and then next thing you know, they can't afford to be where they're at anymore, and so if there's as far as if you read earlier in the article, there's no hard data showing that a rent increase is leading to all these closures over this past year, but the if you're on Facebook or on Instagram, people closing down, you'll see that there is a shoot, what's the name? What's that word when it's not like a casual effect or a correlation between stories of rent going up and breweries not being able to afford their rent. So, and I mean, and then pair that with the upcoming tariffs when it comes to like we talked last week about the ingredients and the canning. That's just got to it's probably going to make things worse this in 2025. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't want to be gloom and doom, but it seems like more breweries are going to close this year than open. It's going to be
I could see that.
negative.
I mean, well, they're not growing as fast as a rate as they were like in 2010, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of been the trend. Yeah, unfortunately, in business, it is a lot of times it is a smart move to lease your building and stuff. It just as soon as you build a building, it's a depreciating asset, right? So So again, the ugly side of business always tends to spoil everything.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. I mean, and it's a zero-sum game. Every business is a zero-sum game. Just because you're up right now, at the very end, it's going to be back to where you were.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why, like Too Short said, you need to get while the getting is good.
That's right. Man, like, there's some pearls of wisdom in his dirty raps in between. All right, that's all I have this week for the beer news. So do you know what that means?
I believe I do.
It's time for everyone's favorite segment on Cold Brew because it's my favorite segment. It's time for the Cold Brew list.
Dun, 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 dun.
What do you got?
But I have an article, and shout out to 750 Daily. I'm not too familiar with them, but this article caught my eye, and it's long overdue as if we're at the end of March.
Yeah.
But this is the 6 beer industry trends to watch in 2025.
Okay, all right. Wait.
So I'm just going to read the name of the trend. I'm not going to extrapolate too much on because it's a lot of text. So I'm just going to say what the bold print is, and we'll talk about it and move on.
Sounds good.
Okay. So number 1, breweries will swap extremes for approachability.
Okay, all right. So no more triple milkshake IPAs?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. No more pigeonhole clientele versus, or not pigeonhole. No more what do I say?
Niche.
Yeah, niche clientele as opposed to general satisfying a larger group. not that the niche clientele is, die hard for their niche. It's just that's a little general broad one. However, okay, let's see if this plays out.
Yeah, like maybe some light lagers, some blonde ales, a wheat beer. Those are the ones that really sell a lot. So why not, make it approachable, right?
That's the name of the game. I mean, so many of the craft breweries that made it big early in the game. Like for me, my example would be like Fat Tire, right?
Yeah,
Everyone on Fat Tire, and that was, if anything, that was just super sweet. A lot of
it was.
people
Yeah,
kind of thought it was too sweet. However, it was multi forward, and it was
right,
versus like, hey, he said, try this triple milkshake.
right. Now with real coconut. All right, keep going.
All right. Number 2, ingredient. I can't say this word. Provenance.
Okay.
Purveyance. Ingredient purveyance and the environment become selling points.
Oh, okay. So like being sustainable and your ingredients maybe coming from local sources and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, not just organic, regenerative organic.
What the? What is that? That's new to me. What the hell is regenerative
That's
organic?
like sustainable farming.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. They just make it because the organics in there. They're making it sound little upper echelon.
Yeah, I've been out of California too long. I don't know what that is. I'm in Arizona. I like it though. It's a good buzzword. It's one of those coastal words. No, but there are breweries out here that do brew, not mainly that, but like they have like one or two taps that say like this beer was brewed with all Arizona ingredients, like when it comes to the barley and the hops and everything. So I dig that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Or how we were talking about the aluminum tariffs could mess up the beer industry.
Yeah.
But then we joked around like they'll give you the plastic bags like they soda in Mexico.
Yeah. The plastic
But
was sourced from local sources.
no, now they'll give you paper bags that are lined with beeswax, local beeswax.
Like those paper straws.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I think I would drink it fast enough before it started melting.
There you go. Imagine how easy it'd be to shotgun a beer. You just tear the corner of the bag.
Right? Oh shit, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Move. Trusted flagship beers become paramount.
Okay,
Well,
all right.
this kind of shoots back to the first one, like the whole that type of thing. So everyone
Yeah.
go drink.
Well, I mean, I think now at this point, New Belgium's flagship would be Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah, they go so hard with the voodoo now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then is the original Fat Tire still available, or did they rebranded that too? Right?
They reformulated the formula.
Yeah.
That's kind of redundant, but yeah, they reformulated it, and it's like more like a blonde ale now, more than an amber.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean,
Who else has a good who else has a good flagship? Sierra Nevada.
well, even them, man, I think their little hazy thing or whatever is now more popular than their pale ale. Oh, Boston Beer
Kind of
Company.
like Voodoo Ranger. Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Boston Beer Company, though, their Sam Adams is still number one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I would think, yeah.
Okay, here's one. Breweries will continue to expand beyond beer.
Yeah, I mean, they just started doing that last year with the maybe the last couple of years with seltzers and what else? Why can't I think of the other thing that they're doing besides seltzers? Even like non-alcoholic beer and seltzers and not really ciders, but I can't think of the other trend that they're doing. But seltzers definitely. In fact, so there's some breweries here. They started their own seltzer brands. Some of
Right.
the Arizona breweries.
Yeah, like well, and we couldn't think of it the other day, but Truly was one that Boston Beer Company has. You know, they
Yeah,
did
that's right.
Truly.
Yeah.
Um, you know, though, I'd like to see him go way of the CBD stuff. I mean, other than
Ooh,
Lagunitas,
all right.
no, at least that I know, no established craft brewery has a regular line. I know Black Hammer did some like during Beer Week. Geez, that was years ago now.
Yeah.
However, it just what's you know the whole cider and seltzer route is it's still being flooded by White Claw and what's the other one? High Noon.
Yeah. Yeah. People love that
Oh,
high noon stuff, but to your point though, yeah, there's no like, like what we just talked about, New Belgium, Sam Adams, Sierra Nevada. They're not doing THC infused beers, or not just beers, just THC infused drinks, because they're leaving that to like the independents and stuff like that.
right. All right. Well, even we
As far
shout
as we
out
know.
Rogue and Rogue did spirits too. That'll be cool to see him do spirits. In fact, I still remember going to a distillery up in Alameda, and they had a few barrels from Sierra Nevada of a beer recipe that they didn't want. So the distillery was going to distill it and make something out of it. I still don't know what became of it. Just the idea that they have, breweries make at one point a fermentable mash that could become anything really.
Yeah. According to AI, when I search on Safari, Harpoon and Ingrained Brewing Company are now producing THC infused beverages. So Harpoon's a kind of a bigger one. No, I wouldn't call it as
Yeah,
big
we get
as
harpoon out here.
yeah.
I see a lot of harpoon too, and this could be the other one is like the like well shoot, I don't know if it's harpoon, but go back to to like Cutwater, like the canned
Oh yeah.
cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
Like who did that? Ballast Point, right?
Ballast Point,
Ballast
yeah.
Point became Cutwater, but um Harpoon does a lot of I guess they're beers, but they're like flavored or themed like after mixed drinks and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Um, a couple other places can makes a THC beverage, but they're not a brewery. They're just a beverage brand. Keith. And yeah, so that's just according to this AI search right here. So there are a couple, just not a lot, just not the bigger ones. Like what's their holdup? What are they waiting for? Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's they just want to delve into that because there's some legalities that we're not 100% aware of. All right, let's move on.
and then next one. Hold on. Could you hear me?
Yeah,
My screen. Sorry. Okay. Food is an essential tap room draw.
I agree. We've been
Um,
good.
I would say, yeah, I didn't share this, but a couple weeks ago, the wife and I, we got a babysitter and we went out, we went to Taplands and we were just chilling. And, we talked about bringing our girls there, like just when we're hanging out one day.
Yeah,
Um, Earlier in the day, like this was, we did a date night. So obviously,
not at night.
Taplands
Yeah,
rules, no kids after 9, but, um, we're just talking about it, but like one of the things is like, you know, they do have food, but it's not food that our girls like too. So
right.
it's
Yeah,
kind of a hit and miss with that. So, but then I go back to remember. I mean, seriously, Harry's Hofbrau was one of the coolest spots because
it
you
was
can get a legit meal with some of the greatest craft selections in the area. So, I mean, I'm not saying that it's got to be a full on restaurant like that, but but that just adds overhead that you really need to manage and get a hold of.
right.
Or, the way food prices are going too. Yeah, okay. $20 for a sandwich at a brewery?
Right.
Sign me up,
Or
right?
Taplands is more of a tap room than a brewery. I know they brew their own beer, but they're not really a brewery. But
Oh,
I've had conversations with my beer friends out here, and it's like we talk about, this day and age, you can't really open up a brewery in a business park anymore because it's just not going to try, bring people back. You need food. You need something that is going to make them want to not just come back, but stay for a while. And if you don't have food, they might have 1 or 2 beers. And if you don't have a food truck or anything, they might bounce because they're going to start getting hungry.
right.
So you really do need something like that. So I agree. I think food is something that should not be overlooked if you're opening a new brewery, or at least
Right.
have a scheduled food truck there. Like, maybe on your known busy time. So if if you know it's going to be busy Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, have food trucks there those days.
Yeah. Like in around here, I mean, the food truck craze and trend has died down. However,
Yeah.
they're still out there.
Right.
Maybe there's not as many selections. However, at least there's still options, and a lot of breweries are still good with bringing them through too. So
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot better than the old road coaches that we knew back in our day.
oh geez.
All right. What's next?
New hops and products will make more versatile aromatic IPAs.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's every year, right? They innovate a new hop.
Yeah, I mean, the IPA genre style is huge. It's blowing up, and they're finding ways to make it bigger. Apparently,
Yeah. It's not going away. This is going to be a trend for a long time. The IPAs. As far as like new hops, like what else is there really to accentuate? But anyway, good for them. Good for them trying to come up with new hops.
hey,
Yeah.
beta acid.
Beta instead of alpha acid. Let's go down the Greek alphabet then. Why don't we?
Yes, exactly.
I want the omega acid. You all can handle you all take the alpha. I'll take the omega. What about and every time someone talks about hops, dude, I really can't not think about that part in Superbad when McLovin was trying to buy the beer, and he's like, I heard they recently added more hops.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, do you have another one, or is that it?
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for like lagers are making a comeback because it seems like the last like 5 or 6 years, it's always like, oh, the lagers are going to be the new thing, but like when? Like I'm cool with it, but when's it going to happen?
Yeah. Remember Crispy Boy Summer? You were there.
Yes. All right, man. Cool. How's your beer treating you?
Good. Almost gone.
Yeah, me too.
This one it's a nice, easy sipper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it opened up a little bit, but still opened up malty and sweeter. No, I mean, it does have a little hop note to it. However, that's not the rock star in this beer,
Yeah, right. I totally agree that. Yeah, mine does have a little bit of hop character to it. Because I do like in the aftertaste and the finish and everything, I do feel like a little resinous feeling to the beer, if that makes any sense. That type of hop. So
right.
But for the most part, it's mostly malty, and the sweetness is like almost a caramel sweetness to me. Caramel, and okay. I have something to tell you in our Drunken Shenanigans. All right, so I gotta I'm going to Untapped right now, and see where am I? Oh, there it is, Untapped, and you had by Dortmunder. What was it called? Dortmunder Bach, right? Maibach.
Well, yeah, they're Maibach.
There it is. DAB Maibach. I see it. It's a green with the white writing.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to rate this beer at?
I'm gonna give it a 3.75.
Okay, all right. There's an overall rating of 3.25. One of our friends is rated at a 4.0. That my friend Allie. She lives out here. She rated last year, June 2024. So you're gonna give it he's 3.75, right?
Yes.
And what notes would you like to leave?
I would say sweet,
Yeah,
malty,
right.
and sweet.
And sweet. Okay. Save. And checking in. We give it the cold brew bump. All right, so I had Dead Guy Ale. This one's good. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my initial 4.0. I like it. It is sweet and malty, and I'm gonna say resinous for my breakdown of this. Dead Guy. See, 24 of our friends have checked in on it. He's got an average of 3.75, overall rating of 3.70. Just some of our 24 friends: Jake J, Patrick M, Rachel B. Oh, my friend Rachel from out here. She gave it a 3.5. Oh, she was studying for her Cicerone. She said that's her note. Kane M. And Kane M, he must have bought it like a 12 pack because he keeps checking in on it. Jose A gave it a 3.7. So I'm going to give it a 4.0. And I'm going to say it is malty, sweet, and resinous. That's a word, right? It is. It didn't give me the little squiggly line. So check in. Oh man. No, I did a lot this weekend as far as beer goes. First off, I went to Top Golf yesterday, Saturday. Took my daughter to Top Golf. Dude, that place is a lot more family friendly now when it comes to the games that you could play.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when we went? It was just like, try to hit it to each one of the different levels, or like who could hit it here like 3 times and then there 4 times, or you know what I mean? Those type of games.
Right. Yeah.
But now they have like virtual, like augmented reality games. Like we were playing Angry Birds on there, and you can't see the buildings, or the little piggies on their structures, but you hit the ball and then you turn at the screen and you can see where your shot went, and you're trying to knock down their little ice house or their wood house or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so so you don't really have to hit it like straight or far or anything. You just have to. In fact, I had the driver, right? And I wailed on one. I must have hit it like at least 200, 225. Because their drivers are shit, by the way. The launch angle is way too extreme. Like I'm shooting it like way in the air. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I like the low and anyway. And I was hitting it over. I'm like, is this a wedge or a fucking driver? I don't want to hit it over the fucking thing. But yeah, so so it made it a lot more fun and then they had like a Sonic one, they had a Captain America one. They have all these different different games you could do, and all you have to do is just hit it out there, and if you don't know how to swing a club, or my daughter is the first time she's ever swung a real golf club before. She didn't know what she was doing. As long as she made contact and it went straight ahead, it was fine. She was having fun. So, and she wanted to. At first, she didn't want to even go. I told her on Friday, she's like, yeah, whatever. And then we were going there. She's like, I don't want to go. I want to go somewhere else. Like, nope, we're already going. And we went. And then when our hour was up, she wanted to stay longer. She was disappointed I didn't add more time onto our visit. So, I mean, yeah. So it's a lot more family friendly these days.
Hey, just a question. Do you call her out for that? Saying, hey, for someone who didn't want to be here.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I did.
What'd she say?
Nothing. She's like, whatever. To me, she's like, whatever. But but at the same time, I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, she really liked it. That means she wants to come back. So, after like a month or two, it's pretty expensive to go there. So after a month or two, we can go back. I could pull that one out and say, hey, you want to go to Top Golf? And I know she'll say yes.
There you go.
So that was cool. And then today I had a brew day with my buddy Nate over at his house, and a bunch of us from the Arizona craft community. And then I went over to Tap That for an interview with Ryan Sandlin from Dark Sky, and he no showed me, man. I got stood up. I felt like I was stood up on a date. But I walked over to my friend Daniel's new brewery, excuse me, a Sana Sana, which is just like a block away. Dude, I mean, that place looks sick, man. That countertop, that the lowrider style countertop, the paint job, fuck.
Yeah.
I told him, I didn't tell him what your line was to me when I sent it to you, but I told him it looked like a quarter fender on a 64 Impala.
There you go.
But yeah, man, and their murals on the outside and on the inside and everything, and the music they were playing, there was like a mix of like 60s R&B and soul music and mariachi music, and it's like lowrider music, man.
Bretton Wood on repeat.
I even told him, I was like, when are you gonna play some Bretton Wood? And then I gave him that idea. Remember back in the day on K-Fog? I don't know if they still do it out in the Bay Area, but like at 5:00 on Fridays, they used to play Smoke Two Joints.
Oh yeah.
And it's like every Friday, right? Every Friday at 5:00, no matter what, they always played it. I gave him that idea. I said, hey, maybe every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, just end like the last. I don't know if you want to do it for last call or just like the closing time, but you should play like Volver by Vicente Fernandez. And he liked it. He liked the idea. I'm like, you don't have to pick that song. I go, but something like that, like every once a week. I think I go. And I also told him, I go, there's going to be a lot of people like me giving you ideas. Use what you want, but I have really good, strong feelings, strong vibes when I went to that place. So I'm digging it, man. I can't wait to go back. And I met the other owner. So I met both the owners and two of the bartenders, and they were more than nice to me, dude. It was fucking awesome. Bought a t-shirt.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. What city is it in?
It's in Phoenix, downtown Phoenix, man.
Okay, so it's downtown. Okay.
Yeah, right.
That's where the big boys play.
Yeah, right on Roosevelt Row, man. And that place is fucking nice, dude. They have like I think 5 or 6 fermentation vats, and they got room for more if they want to. But right now, 5 is good. And they got their head brewer. His name's Greg too. He came from Bottle Logic.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he was the head brewer over at Bottle Logic for a while. Then he decided he wanted to get out of the game. Then he moved to the Valley, and then I think he opened a restaurant or was manager of a restaurant. And he didn't like it basically, and wanted to get back into brewing. So he kind of fell into his lap, into their laps, I should say. So yeah, Sana Sana over there in Phoenix, man. They're gonna open on Easter weekend, so I'm gonna head out there one of those probably on Saturday, because I'll be with my daughter on Sunday, on Easter Sunday. So I'll probably head over there. And they want to. The street that they're on is kind of weird because there's like a divide in it. Just to make a right-hand turn, there's a big, huge island, because the street makes a left and starts going 45 degrees across the valley. But so it's kind of hard to explain. But they have a little small street in front of them, and they're going to try to get the permit to close that little small street off, because you can still make a right off the light, so you don't have to use that little side street or the little small street. So they're going to try to get people with lowriders to park them there, just so they can have in front of their brewery.
Oh, so you're gonna lower your car date or what?
Yeah, you got spot for a 2016 Civic. I got a speaker box.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for a spot like that with the culture that they're going for. It's long overdue down here in Arizona, so dig it. I can't wait for the next Sana Sana. I can't wait for you to yeah, just like Sana Sana Colita de Rana.
Right, but it's Sana Sana tap room, brewery.
Oh, Cerveceria.
Oh.
Yeah, Sana Sana Cerveceria on 4th Street in downtown Phoenix.
Okay. Hey, little frog.
Yeah, the little froggy too. Yeah, I can't wait for you the next time you come down, man. Yeah, we're gonna go out. I'll take you there. check it out. I'll introduce you. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, fun times, man. Fun times. Oh, but
Ooh,
I
I
was.
like the Bavarian style.
Oh yeah. They do have that.
Their swag.
Right. Yeah. I got
Did
the
you eat the black tea or the graphite tea?
the black tea because I like the SS, and I forgot to mention it to Daniel, the one of the owners there. Like, they should do like the SS, the Chevy Impala SS, that SS for like one of their not their main logo, but just like a side logo, an alternate. That'd be pretty cool if they want to really dig into the the lowrider culture.
Right.
Yeah. So good times, man. Good times. Yeah. So that was it. Anything you like else? Anything you like to bring up on this episode?
No, I think I'm good. I mean, I had a crazy week, a low key weekend, which was nice to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Doing well.
All right. Thanks for downloading yet again another Cold Brew podcast. I'm Greg. He is Sorcerer Chromatic, and we'd like to wish you cheers.
Until next time.